Hey guys, we're back with a third installment of Subjectively Workshop. If this is your first time watching the series, welcome. I encourage you to check out the first two videos to get an idea of what this is all about and what we'll be doing here today. For my returning fans, welcome back. I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who left critiques and suggestions in the last video. It's crazy, despite having about a fifth of the viewership of my Monster Hunter video, this workshop almost got twice as many comments, and it's so cool to know that I have such an eager group of creative minds that are all willing to participate in this project. With all that said, I'd like to jump right into the process for the final design for the Elder God Sidekick character. Oh wait, I actually don't have to call them that anymore. Thank you to Jubby Bar for the name suggestion Bonnie. I got a ton of great suggestions for names, but this one just works the best in my opinion. It's androgynous, it contrasts with the character's design in a funny way, and it makes sense that Celeste would give them this name. So anyway, here it is, the final process for Bonnie, based off of your critiques. Let me know what you guys think of the final product. I was pretty happy with the way they turned out. And I gotta say thank you again to you guys for these amazing ideas. You really created something awesome here. But we're not done workshopping yet. There are plenty more characters to go, and I'd like to introduce you to the next addition to the story. Meet Grandma JUNO. Celeste was essentially raised by her grandmother, after her mother left when she was very young. The two are incredibly close, but JUNO's not your average softy, cookie-baking, knitted sweater kind of grandma. JUNO has been hardened by a life fraught with obstacles to overcome. As a young woman, she worked in the house of a Brown University professor, Martin Dorr. She spent most of her day tending to the house as the professor was often busy and not frequently at home. Juno's natural curiosity was piqued by the eccentric professor and his massive home. Secret doors, hidden drawers, and collections of ancient and bizarre artifacts that seemed to have no distinct point of origin. She learned a lot in that house, about the world and all the beautiful and terrifying things in it. She told herself that one day, when she had enough money, she'd buy herself a boat ticket and travel to all the places she had read about in the professor's books, and find the answers to the questions that no one had even asked yet. But all of that changed after the professor's mysterious death in 1881. Juno was there and she had seen the whole thing unfold, but she never told anyone exactly what happened. And perhaps the strangest thing about it all was what happened next. Martin Dorr left the house to Juno, leading many to believe that the whole thing was an elaborate setup she had orchestrated to claim the house for herself. But Juno didn't want the house. In fact, even after the court approved her inheritance, she locked the door and forbade anyone from going inside. Not her husband, not her daughter, and even decades later, she never let Celeste anywhere near the abandoned mansion. Her curiosity for the world had disappeared the day that Professor Dorr died. Whatever happened that night scared her into never seeking answers again, and in her old age, Juno is bitter and remorseful. She has grown more and more paranoid over the years, to the point where she carries a gun with her at all times, even in her own house. The enemies she made after Dorr left the house to her all those years ago still taunt her mind, and she's incredibly defensive and easy to anger. She misses her daughter, but loves more than anything else her precious Celeste, and wants to protect her at all costs. But now, after all these years, the questions that she's pretended to ignore have started to nag at her again, and maybe it's time to open up the doors to that old house and find some answers. So, my first design played mostly into her aggressive nature. I made her pretty stout and in a confrontational pose, but still dressed her like a proper old woman. Despite her counterculture nature, she was still raised in the 1800s, and continues to conform to a lot of society's rules. In fact, she finds some safety in dressing like everybody else, but her true personality comes through strong in her stony face and, well, the giant gun. Around her neck hangs the key to the Dorr Manor, where it's been for years. I went with reds, yellows, and purples for this color scheme, playing up the guise of the average grandma to contrast her real character. The second design changed up her body type a lot. I went for a skinnier, more fragile-looking old lady, but I kept that icy glare and solidified sneer. I also diminished the size of her firearm in this look, thinking that with those arms, she might not even be able to hold a shotgun. I kept the same kind of goody grandma outfit in this design. I like how that clashes with her face and her Luger. Her hair has a lot of the same tentacle-like curls as Celeste's does. I want to invite the comparison between the two. And I kept the key. I definitely want that to be part of her design in some way. The colors are more or less the same as the first, with some slight changes here and there. And the last design is the one that I like to call Granny's Been Keeping It Tight. This one has nothing saying that she just wants to blend in, and instead shows where Celeste got her sense of style and attitude from. She sports denim overalls and a thick leather belt, with a holster to hold her gun. The years have taken their toll, but she doesn't want anyone to know. She's still out there kicking ass and keeping secrets. I wonder if this design maybe looks too much like Celeste. I want there to be some differences in personalities between the two. So, there it is, my 3 rough designs for Grandma Juno. Let me know what you guys think. Which one is your favorite and why? Which part of each design works best? And what stuff do you think needs to go? You guys are amazing critiquers, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Before we go, I just want to give a quick shout out to our partner Inked Gaming. Check them out if you're interested in custom gaming merch designed by independent artists. They got some great stuff on there, and if you use the link in the description and the code subjectively10, you get a 10% discount off of your entire order, so I encourage you to go give them a peep. Thank you guys all so much for watching. This series is a ton of fun for me, and it's given me a great idea for what I'm going to do in October for the Daily Prompt Challenge. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.